Have you ever just stumbled across something on the internet that's so weirdly specific it has to be the work of an algorithm? Well, that's what we're looking at today. It's like this AI-curated blog post has handed us a puzzle, and honestly, I'm kind of obsessed with solving it.
So what the algorithm did was it slammed two totally random-seeming stories together, and now it's our job to figure out the hidden connection. What is it trying to show us here?
Okay, so this is the central mystery. What on earth could a super dark, paranoid drug thriller possibly have in common with a goofy stoner comedy about, of all things, this civil war? Let's dig in and see what this Chronically online algorithm has actually found.
I mean, at first glance, these two couldn't be more different, right? You've got this grim dystopian nightmare straight from Philip K. Dick's brain on one side, and on the other, a completely absurd, ridiculous historical satire. What is the link?
All right, to solve this, we gotta look for the clues. And the very first thing the algorithm picked up on is this: a powerful, reality-bending substance that basically acts as the engine of chaos in both of these worlds.
So in a scanner darkly, you have something called Substance D. And let me tell you, it's terrifying. It's not a drug that just gets you high. It completely destroys your mind. It rips society apart. It's basically a chemical apocalypse in a pill.
And then you have the weed stuff from the Civil War on drugs. This is a magical substance that sends our heroes into the state of just blissful, hilarious ignorance, and it leads to some truly catastrophic but, really funny consequences.
So, here it is. This is the first big connection. Even though the tones are wildly different, both of these drugs do the exact same thing. They shatter the character's perception of reality. One sends you down a rabbit hole of paranoia, the other into just clueless bliss. But they both end up in the same place, a total disconnect from the world.
So what happens when you're completely cut off from reality? Well, you become the perfect pawn, right? A puppet in a game you don't even realize you're playing. And that brings us to the next pattern our little algorithm here has found.
And this table just lays the central irony bare for our main characters. They're both fighting these huge battles, but they don't even get who the real enemy is. Arctur is trying to hunt down a drug source, and he has no idea that he's the target. And then you've got Trevor and Sam on this big crusade to legalize weed, totally oblivious to the fact that they've just wandered into the American Civil War.
Arctur's situation is just a perfect storm of this. He's an undercover cop, and his job is to spy on himself. It's a mission that just sends him spiraling into paranoia until he literally cannot tell the difference between who he is and the role he's playing. His self is just gone, dissolved.
And then there's Trevor and Sam. They are so blissfully unaware that they fight through the entire Civil War thinking it's all about making marijuana legal. The sheer historical gravity of what they're doing is just completely, utterly lost on them.
Okay, so we've got the reality-bending drugs, we've got the unwitting pawns that they create. So now let's see what our algorithm has to say about the actual worlds these characters are stuck in, where reality itself is basically the battlefield.
The scramble suit from a scanner darkly? What a brilliant metaphor. It's for a world where truth and identity are deliberately twisted by the people in power. It's a piece of tech that literally turns you into a walking, talking blur. It's the perfect symbol for a society where nobody's who they seem to be.
Now in the comedy sketch, we get a totally different kind of distortion. This one comes from pure, unfiltered ignorance. Our heroes are so out of touch that they can't grasp the truth even when the President of the United States is literally screaming it in their faces. It's hilarious, yeah, but also kind of terrifying when you think about the power of being that clueless. So, what the algorithm is really showing us are two different flavors of dystopia. In one, you are constantly paranoid because the truth is being actively hidden from you. In the other, you're just blissfully unaware because the truth is a concept you haven't even thought about. It's two totally different paths to the same messed up destination, a world where reality is just completely up for grabs.
Okay, we've looked at the drugs, the pawns, the twisted worlds. Now it's time for the final piece of this puzzle. What's the grand unifying theory? What did our algorithm come up with to connect these two wildly different stories? Is it a tragedy, a comedy, or is it something else?
So here's a peek under the hood at the algorithm's thought process. It's actually pretty logical. It just breaks down each story into these core components. You've got the substance, you've got the pawns, and you've got the world of misinformation they live in. And by doing that, it's able to find these surprising connections that are hiding just beneath the surface.
And here it is. The big reveal. Whether it's a dark, dystopian tragedy or a laugh-out-loud stoner comedy, at its core, it is the exact same story. It's a story about individuals trying to navigate these huge systems of control with a totally broken understanding of their own reality. They're all just players in a game, and they don't even know the rules.
At its heart, it's really a story about trying to find some kind of meaning in a world that's getting more and more chaotic and nonsensical. In A Scanner Darkly, you can feel this sense of dread, this grim awareness that everything is on the verge of collapse.
And this is where the two stories finally split. On one side, you have the tragic awareness of a world that's falling apart. And on the other, you've got this blissful, almost dangerous ignorance of the chaos that's unfolding all around you. It's the difference between seeing the abyss and just gleefully cannonballing right into it.
And maybe that's why this whole strange pairing feels so right for right now. In our own chronically online lives, we are constantly hit with this bizarre mix of deep tragedy and absurd comedy, and it's all curated by algorithms we don't really get. And it just leaves us with this one kind of chilling question. Are we the ones seeing the patterns? Are we just becoming the pawn?